Today, we're going to talk about Big Data Analytics Masterclass. So, to give you a brief introduction about how to build a dashboard that most of the companies need, I would say that is the first step when you want to break into data analytics. First thing first, let me ask you a question. What do you do when you want to avoid getting sick? Take supplements, exercise, avoid eating expired food. The key here is you want to be prepared, right? You want the prevention. We need to go for a body checkup on a regular basis. My parents go once a quarter. Every 3 months, the government hospital will call them to go back just to look at some measurements, indicators, just to make sure everything is fine, like your blood pressure, your blood sugars. But people don't do that for their business, and somehow when their business have problems and when their business have any issues, then only they start to panic. What do we do to avoid our business from getting sick? You get a dashboard. So the dashboard is equivalent to a body checkup report that tells you everything about your company. So you need to know finance, you need to know the HR, you need to know the payroll, you need to know the customer acquisition cost, what are your customers' lifetime value, etc. And what sort of problems we want to solve when we build a dashboard? I'm sure that in your career, in your business, you have come across a lot of solutions, a lot of dashboard solutions. Statistically speaking, at least 120 different dashboard providers and companies out there. A lot of people, when they use dashboard, they use it as a tool to draw chart. They didn't see that as a dashboard tool. So what real problems that dashboard can help to solve when you want to break into data analytics? Number one, unable to consolidate data from multiple sources and provide a bird eye view. If you don't use a dashboard, right, a lot of the data that you pull are either from a single system. For example, you have an ERP system, you're using SAP. Then you can only pull data from the visualizations from that particular software. And if you are using some accounting software, then they will give you some standard things, debit, credit, that sort of things. And then you have your own HR software. But if you want to consolidate the data from multiple sources, or what we call the data silos, right? Then you're unable to do that because it's very difficult. They are not the same data type. Even if they're the same data type, like they're both Excel, CSV file, or SQL databases, still you can't do that because they might have different values, different field setups. Number two, unable to access information at real time. So this is the bottleneck, I would say, and not just pinpoint. It's a bottleneck of the growth of the business. So your supervisor or your mid-level manager, they all want to look at some data. They want to look at some information from time to time. They want to see, like last week, how many sales calls have we made, how many new customers that we brought in, or how many deals did we lose. But they don't. So they have to call you up to ask the questions, and you don't have the information as well, right? You say, okay, I have to go into the system and check. So by the time you go to the system and check, and then you come back, you put it down and show it to the manager. Some time has spent, and you probably miss the moment to make some decisions. And number three is you need to visualize the data and answer business questions. There are a lot of business questions that can be answered using different types of dashboards. If you think about McDonald's and you think about TM, Unify, right? And you think about your company and you think about Shopee, Lazada, those e-commerce store. They're all companies of different nature, different industry, different sizes, different scale. So the dashboard that they use obviously are totally different. Many people actually see dashboard from time to time, but you don't really know where do you use the dashboard. The first one is in a setting like this. So this is a snapshot of this SSDC, Selangor Smart State Deployment Delivery Center. So what happened is they have a big screen like this. They give you a snapshot of what is happening. And in Smart Selangor Command Center, they use it to monitor the traffic, they use it to monitor the security, and they use it to monitor the, let's say, garbage truck and also the water river level for natural disaster monitoring. And there are places where you can use it in your own company as well. So this is for companies with limited budget. We can still build a dashboard. We can still combine multiple charts together into a screen that you put at the common area like the hallway, and everybody who walk past able to take a look, because people like visuals. So a dashboard can help to do this very well. If you look at the dashboards that I've shown you, right, you will realize that the chart types that we use are usually very common. It's either like bar chart, some line charts to show some trends, to show some counts or patterns. So back to the key topic today is, what is a dashboard actually? A dashboard is just an information management tool that helps you to track, analyze, and display key performance indicator visually. And the key data points is for us to monitor the health of a business, the health of a department, or specific projects. When you use data, you need a dashboard. And that's why I always say a dashboard is to open the door for you to enter the world of big data analytics. Without a dashboard, without having a consolidate bird's eye views of what is happening in your company, you don't get to know the health. You cannot monitor the health. Just like you go and ask somebody, say, hey, how do you know is this person is healthy or not? I think it's an interesting thing for everybody, and it's important as well for everybody to learn how to build a dashboard at different level. Yeah, even if you're just on a project level, so a dashboard will help to keep everybody synchronized and aligned on the same page. So the three key things that we need to know is, number one, you need to know how to connect to data source. Number two, you need to know how to analyze and visualize data using the dashboard tool. And number three is you need to be able to share dashboard that you build with a lot of people. If you build that thing and it can only be used by yourself, like a classic example is Excel. When you build an Excel spreadsheet, you can't share that with a lot of people. I mean, you can say that you can use Google Sheets. That's another story, right? But traditionally, your Excel can only be used by yourself because you are the only one that knows what are those formulas for. And if anybody who doesn't know that, they need to come and ask you, right? Yeah. So these are the three things: connect to data sources, analyze and visualize data, share data in interactive reports. All right, so I'm going to move on to the hands-on session. So let's get our hands dirty.